Hi, welcome to the MOBCAST. I'm David Turner.
I'm Sam Staff.
I'm Josh Simmonds.
Hey!
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it all goes.
We didn't know we were recording this today.
We vaguely thought we might be doing something, and then we all got confused and ended up in the room.
And then
Here we are.
Then we went out the room again. Then back in it.
Right. I've got some news about Batman.
Cool.
Basically, the 75th anniversary, they've announced it is on actually the 23rd of July.
Okay.
And they're releasing some freebies, so they're releasing the actual first ever detective comic in which Batman was featured, which is issue 27, I believe. So yeah, which would be fantastic. They're going to redo that. They're redoing it in terms of new artists, new take on it.
So it's been
so it's like a HD remake almost.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
nice.
just a reprint, re-release kind of thing. So
awesome.
Is it going to be as camp as the originals?
I don't know. It remains to be seen. They're keeping it pretty quiet, but they've announced it, so it'd be interesting to see.
If they're going to go for all like the gritty visuals of the new comics, it might look a bit out of context.
Yeah. Suppose you think of that Batman where he's running, is Adam West running around with that bomb?
It's
like nuns with children.
It'd be like having that script directed by Christopher Nolan.
Oh god.
But yeah, so that's been announced. They're also releasing. An artist released a sort of 4 new Batman. Well, not new Batman masks, but he's got his own take on them. So you got the Frank Miller style Batman mask. You've obviously got Adam West Batman mask. The original Batman.
I always like the Batman ones with the really, for some reason, I think they look really cool with the really long kind of.
Yeah, the
ears,
real pointy ears.
They're kind of creepy.
Are they doing a George Clooney mask?
Oh god, they're not there, not as I know. They're doing the, I believe it's the new series, the 52 series, the new Batman series, yeah. So, yeah, some Batman news for you.
Cool.
That's cool.
It's all good. Yeah.
Talking about Batman, we were talking about the new Batman vs Superman thing.
Oh yeah.
Who's in that?
A new cyborg's been casted.
He's from he's a theatrical actor, I think. Is stage.
Shall I look at his name quickly while we're talking?
Yeah, sure. He's being some kind of cyborgy character, I think.
Oh,
or is that?
cool.
Yeah, they got Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, which for some reason everybody keeps forgetting that.
We choose to forget.
Who's that?
He's in Zombieland and
Oh no way!
Minutes or Less, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are nobody's really quite sure how it's going to come out. I hope it comes out well. I mean, it's a bit of a gamble. I mean, I
think
Batman, so it's all going to be a gamble, really,
So is this? How do I say it? Is it a sequel to the Superman film, or is this?
It's a tie-in between Superman and the Justice League.
It's a tie-in. They're saying
2018 because Batman's pushed to 2016.
I mean, they're saying.
Batman's pushed to 2016.
I mean, they're saying it's his name's Ray Fisher, by the way.
Yeah.
They're saying it's basically another Superman movie, but it's basically a Justice League movie now.
It's Superman with friends.
I mean,
it's going to be Justice League.
It's focusing on Superman from what I see, but Batman's playing a huge plot point. It looks like Wonder Woman's going to be a secondary character, and you've got Cyborg making a cameo. That's basically a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just missing Flash and Green Lantern now.
Yeah, so it's they're building up basically, which is quite cool.
It's going to be a big franchise.
Yeah.
I briefly did look on. I haven't looked properly, but they've actually announced there's going to be some more DC films.
They said something like there's going to be a load of films coming out.
I'm just hoping. I'm hoping they've got plans and they know what they're doing, not just rushing into a Justice League movie as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Because if they're doing it just to compete with Avengers, that's a stupid idea.
Well, it's not going to be coming out until 2018, so it's another 4 years to make it.
I think they've got plenty of time to sort of come up with a real good story to get
it's like trying to battle someone when the battle's already been won.
Okay, that's a strange anecdote. Well, but yeah.
And you're showing it with inferior armor.
Okay. It could be interesting. I hope it's not quite as 2D as the last Superman film was. I didn't feel there was any real depth to it. There's some interesting stuff.
It had a lot of problems with it, and what I thought they were going to do was maybe make another standalone Superman movie, improving on the mistakes they made in the first movie in the same way with Batman.
No, I'm just going straight into it.
Because remember how Like I love Batman Begins, but it had a lot of problems with it. And what I liked so much about The Dark Knight was it pretty much broke down everything wrong with Batman Begins and improved on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought this was going to do originally. But now we're getting Justice League.
We don't know what we're going to see. There's a lot of stuff coming up with the film and stuff. Like the cast for the new Star Wars films has been released.
And I've got that.
I've heard about
that. I've got that here.
It's besides the originals. There's just a bunch of people that haven't been in a huge amount of stuff. But that's what they did the first time round.
Yeah.
Like Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and them. They hadn't really. Carrie Fisher. They hadn't been in anything huge before.
I can sort of see the.
And then they were made huge because of the success.
Yeah.
I guess I can sort of see the appeal of casting unknown actors in a big budget movie. Because if you cast loads of known actors, like I don't know Kevin Spacey or Gary Oldman, it's not going to look.
Yeah, it might not be able to be quite as immersive into this new kind of.
Yeah, because you're thinking I'm watching all these Hollywood actors, not these people I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's the guy from Simmonds and Sam. It's like, oh, he's known as that guy. So then they tried that with the second trilogy, didn't they? Like with a lot of the Hayden Christensen and stuff like that, and they didn't. Really,
but someone did point out that was when George Lucas was losing his mind.
Mental, yeah.
Wait, Samuel Jackson's an unknown actor.
I don't mean him.
He was awesome as Mace Windu, but he died pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a letdown of a death.
I probably wouldn't have minded the prequels. They didn't cast as a shitty Anakin.
Yeah, well, nobody really knew what Anakin was like before that, did they?
Not that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Next time we'll ask him to cast you, then, Dave.
As Anakin.
Dave Turner as Anakin.
So shall I? It's almost up to Palpatine.
I've heard.
Shall I go through the actors quickly?
Yeah.
So we got John Bergetta, is it?
I can't see him.
John Bergetta, he's 22 years old, and he's in the main film, biggest film that he's been in is Attack the Block.
Ooh. Oh yeah, no, I heard about him. I watched that and it was okay. There's
Daisy Ridley, who's a British actress who I've never seen in anything. Adam Driver, I think, is in like he's like one of the leads in HBO's Showgirls.
He's the bad guy as well. He's the villain. In the Star Wars film.
He's tipped to have a Darth Vader sort of role, yeah.
Antagonist, yeah.
Okay, Oscar Isaac, who was a star in a Coen Brothers film Inside Llewyn Davis. I had mixed reviews on that film.
Yeah, I saw his picture. I recognised him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what from.
I know. Oh, is it Drive? Is that him? No.
No, I don't remember him in Drive.
Can't read that name.
What's this called? The boyfriend that gets shot outside when they rob the jewellers.
Oh wait, I can't remember that scene.
I think it's that one.
I watched it.
It might be.
And there's also someone called
Andy Serkis, isn't he, as well?
Yeah,
Andy.
Which would be cool.
Yeah, so you basically get the gist. They're going for pretty much like unknown actors and trying to.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they got the son of Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
How do you say Dom Hall?
Dom Hall Gleeson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get. Yeah. I mean, you get the gist of it. I think they're going to try and go for what they did in like the first trilogy.
I have heard that Harrison Ford has actually got a big role in the.
A big role.
Yeah, he's got a big role in that.
I did hear that apparently, like the old cast, like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford are actually playing big roles in this movie to apparently give them a decent sending off.
Yeah.
The thing is, Harrison Ford's the only one who still kind of looks like his character. The other ones have got a bit droopy, haven't they?
A little bit.
I mean, with Mark Hamill, when we've been doing sort of voice acting,
and Wing Commander, the game with like 2 hours worth of cutscenes with Mark Hamill and what's his name, Biff from Back to the Future. Is that his name?
Oh yeah, Biff.
Like him and Mark Hamill. It's like like 4 polygons for the whole game.
I mean,
he was in a film, but this was years ago. This White Chicks. No, not White Chicks. Oh bloody hell. What's their name? Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. So was Ben Affleck, wasn't he? He was in all those films when he started off. And Jason Lee? The guy who owns Stereo Skateboards. Because he was like a pro skater back in the day. He was Earl from My Name's Earl.
Oh, cool.
He was in a lot of those films as well.
So how do you feel about the Star Wars movie? You confident now?
I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna make money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. It doesn't matter if it's shit. It's gonna make money. And if they make a whole trilogy and the first one is terrible, people are still gonna watch the second one. People are still gonna watch the third one.
I'm hopeful for it. I liked what J.J. Abrams did with Star Trek. I think this is fairly good castings, even though I've not seen any of them act. I think
they look like actors.
I mean, everyone's told me they're good, so I'm putting faith in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only slight concern I've got is everyone's saying that there's going to be a huge focus on the actors from the original trilogy, so I'm hoping it's not going to become too much like fan service.
Yeah, I can't really see.
I'd rather see a good story than just fan service.
Yeah, I would like Mark Hamill to play a bit kind of like a Kenobi role.
Yeah, sort of like a wise Jedi
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'd be awesome. I don't know. Harrison Ford's some kind of grouchy old cogitator or something. Just really grumpy.
Do you think he'll still be that
like,
sort of smuggling pilot?
I don't know.
Do you reckon he might like be like what?
Because Chewie's meant to be in it. Is he going to be all grey?
Oh god, yeah, Chewie.
Grey hairs and stuff.
Just like copying up furballs.
Yeah. Oh god.
Jesus.
Oh.
It's done right.
Would be interesting.
Because the original actor who played Chewie got bugger all money, so he's not going to be in it, is he? He's not going to want to be anything involved with it.
What was his name? Peter Mayhew?
I don't know. Apparently he got fuck all for like all the films. Because apparently Star Wars technically didn't make any money or something.
How does that?
They swung it. It was like, okay.
Actually, I remember
the biggest franchise makes no money at all.
Actually, I remember the Star Trek movie J.J. Abrams directed. He brought back the original actor who played Spock in it. Remember?
Yeah.
That works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a weird time thing, which it did sometimes in Star Trek. It was like stop confusing.
He does something similar to that, I guess, if it really work.
Well, but they're not going to have like.
Yeah, not with time travel, obviously, but that really works. So he does something similar to that.
Yeah, just kind of finds them on a planet. Just finds Luke on Hoth again, like, oh god, just leave! He just ends up getting stuck in the snow and killing animals.
Or he's like back in Tatooine, just there. I'm the new Ben Kenobi. Oh.
Oh god.
Okay, one other bit of news I found, and from an article I may have quickly read before this recording, is that Sam Mendes, who's directing the next Bond movie, is saying.
I've been waiting to see what's going to happen with Bond.
He said the next movie might be a continuation of Skyfall in a way.
I quite enjoyed Skyfall.
And reading more into the article, he said what inspired him to make the new Bond film was he felt like he set up like loads of new characters, like a new Q, a new M, and he felt like they're not finished yet.
It needs to be followed up.
He said what was also interesting about what he liked so much about the Skyfall movie and what the audience seemed to receive really well was the fact it allowed the characters to age for the first time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was to accept the history of Bond, but in a nice sort of mischievous and sly way.
Also sort of looking back at the old Bond as well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? They continue to sort of go with that sort of aging effect.
I'm happy with that. Yeah. Bond's good. I mean, he was never like in the earlier films. It wasn't so much like really aggressive action, was it? Because it was kind of like he was this very slightly campy,
get all the women.
A bit creepy. At times. Kind of my secret agent.
One guilty pleasure is I have always liked those movies, especially the Pierce Brosnan ones. They're fun escapist movies for me. But I mean, I have embraced the new Bond though, and I know that I've still got those films if I ever want to watch them again. There's plenty of them.
I didn't enjoy it as much until Daniel Craig. I mean, the Roger Moore one, they just creep me out.
Really?
And he doesn't fire. He blinks every time he shoots, so he's like.
You mentioned this last time.
His eyes closed. Yeah, I did. Didn't I?
I know, and he always hits everyone.
I'll just make my gun and then hope to God I will shoot him.
You think that
just a bit campy.
You think that aiming's bad? You see Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Just aim though, doesn't he? He just sprays.
He could be
bullets all places.
He could be pointing at the sky and somehow he'd hit someone.
Yeah. God.
I do have to say, ever since Daniel Craig has been Bond, I've loved the direction they've put it in.
Yeah.
You know, he's more aggressive. He's more
down to earth. He's
like I said, don't misinterpret me. I have started to appreciate his new Bonds recently, and I do really like them now. And like I said, with the old Bonds, they're always there. I want to go back to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for anyone else that's got doubt about the new Bond tone.
Well, I guess with these films, they're sort of bringing the whole sort of spy genre to a new level in a way. You know, they're sort of bringing more serious look to it because with the old ones, they were fun, they were fantastic. You know, you had Moonraker up in space, and it was just crazy, and it was it's fantastic.
I did. Yeah, I like that. That was fun.
And I like it how they're sort of bringing just a bit more seriousness to it, and then just a bit more of a thriller sort of style.
I think definitely Skyfall has been my favourite of the newest films recently, just because it didn't completely forget everything about the old one. It still had a few winks to it.
I was
that I liked. I liked how it brought back some of the gadgets, but didn't make them too over the top.
Yeah.
So it got the mix right. It had a few elements of the old Bond you liked, but still mixed that realism that everyone likes.
I still love the bit when they're in the Aston Martin DB5 and he's just there with them and he's about to she goes, go on, just press the button and see how you like it if I shoot off the head. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's bringing back the history of it.
That car was on display, or one of the ones that he's in, one of the Aston Martins anyway, was on display in a goldsmith in Cornwall, not far from Red Roof, where we go a lot. And it's really cool to see it. I mean, with the rotating license plate and the pop up. Yes, it was just really cool to have a look at. And you look inside, it's got this really dated pretend technology. Oh god.
We're going through these news stories really quickly, aren't we?
News stories.
But there's one more news story I want to talk about. This is kind of an old one, but I just thought it was funny. The crate of old EG games have been discovered.
Yeah, yes. I always thought that was just kind of like a bit of a myth.
Yeah.
But that's great. The fact that they did actually bury them in the desert somewhere.
I just think it's funny, the idea that Atari was so embarrassed by the sort of their big market blow. They actually
there's still footage of people playing this game as well.
They actually went out of their way to take all the remaining games and bury them somewhere.
Yeah. Some of them are still shrink wrapped and everything.
I think
it's ridiculous.
Some poor sod had the unlucky job to actually do that.
Yeah, we're having that conversation with someone at college earlier today. Imagine someone in Atari went to this guy and said, listen, just get rid of all these games. I don't care what you do with them. Bury them, burn them, whatever.
I just love the whole bury in the desert thing. It's like all those old films where somebody's buried a body out in the desert. Let's not tell anybody about that. You play GTA and you change to Trevor. He's there just patting down some sand in the desert with a spade and everything. Nobody needs to know about this. Never mind.
Hunt.
Or ever played Mafia 2?
No, I haven't actually.
They basically they're basically killed someone and they're in the trunk of the car and you're the driver and you don't even know what's in the trunk and basically you end up you have to bury the body as well and you have to try and avoid the bloody the police. It's just mad.
Oh god.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, just in my head that EG story I was thinking I was thinking in my head the hunt. It was like a treasure chest full of shit.
Big bloody treasure chest. Jeez. How many copies did they bury?
Oh, goodness.
Well, except the three that sold.
I know, because they virtually sold none, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was part of the reason why the game
crash
happened.
I think the first person was to get it and then managed to spread the word, and there wasn't much internet saying, "Don't buy this game." Because the franchise was big. People were really into ET.
I think what happened was at this point, no one was trusting the game market after so many big flops. So everyone at this point was just waiting for reviews to come out first, and then when the reviews were surprise, it's bad. No one bought it.
Yeah.
Because they were a lot of money to buy as well.
They also had series of games that came out with 99p games you could get, or 1.99 games, and they were always fucking terrible.
Don't forget, gaming's not like what it is, what it was back then. I mean, at that point, everyone just thought it was a fad.
Yeah. It was the same with TV. Wasn't it the guy who made TV, the first TV, thought nobody's going to have time to stop and watch telly. It's not going to work.
And yet now, everyone's...
And now there's TV shows of people watching
TV. How lazy we are these days.
And now there's TV shows of people watching TV shows.
Gogglebox me!
Oh, God.
Oh, I may like it, but it's just one of those where you get to see other people...
I just can't handle anything with adverts. I just fucking hate adverts. Ugh. I know they pay people's way and stuff, but a lot of it's just stuff I really don't need to know.
Gotta make a living.
Yeah.
But I do find it annoying on bloody YouTube, and I'm so glad with ad blocker. Thank you very much, because I'm just like, what the?
Rooster Teeth do it all the time.
Huh?
Rooster Teeth do.
Yeah, they put their adverts in it, but they're an independent company. When it's massive companies online, and I'm just like, I can't be asked.
Yeah.
You have enough people buying your stuff. I don't care. when it comes down to, Rooster Teeth actually put their adverts in their videos, and they give you an offer as well. It's a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Kind of
and to be honest, they're more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Than just adverts. I don't know, like
Just
on biscuits or just
biscuits. What's that McVitie's advert at the moment where everybody instead of getting biscuits they get this weird creature or rabbits?
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
the Jaffa cake. Yeah, there's like.
I'd rather have the biscuits.
Yeah.
You know? Don't have to buy another pack of biscuits to feed the fucking weird thing.
It did look really creepy because then
it's like a weird kind of lemur-y thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Giant
and then all of a sudden it's like as if he ate the bloody thing, but it was just a Jaffa.
I haven't watched TV in ages.
Cannibalism. Awesome. I know, it was just the fact that they did it with the kittens. The fact that the kids came out and then they're all there eating them. They're not eating them, but they're eating
biscuits.
It's just a bit.
Biscuits taste like kittens.
Could be much darker twist that advert.
Yeah. Oh god. Right, is there any more news since our last attempted recording of the podcast, which we haven't posted?
We burnt through quite.
Mass Effect. Basically, there's going to be another game. It's not literally a sequel because they don't want to. They're saying it's a disservice to call it Mass Effect 4. But what they're saying is it's going to be in the universe. It's going to be a new game, new characters, but set in what we already know in the whole universe.
Okay.
This will be quite cool. I've seen a few screenshots as well, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So we're going to be seeing some worlds.
They're usually very good with keeping on top with like visuals and stuff. And like talking about BioWare, have you seen the trailers for Dragon Age Inquisition?
No.
It looks amazing. Like, have you played the original Dragon Age?
I've seen bits. I've never really had a chance to play them.
I loved the first one. I played it over. I played it as much as I played Skyrim. I had about the same amount of characters, about 16 different characters, just for different playstyles. The only problem I had with it is that they didn't transfer the kind of combat system across the console very well. It was still kind of click and go, like a PC game kind of thing. It was all kind of timed and macro managed and stuff. But the world was amazing, beautifully detailed and textured, and like the lore and stuff was fantastic, and the history was great. The second one was super linear, and like you're in one city, and that was like.
Was that it?
Yeah, it was. Nobody, like a lot of people had problems with it. My mate, I got into it because my mate got me a copy and said, "You're going to enjoy this." Yeah. And he gave me the copy with all the DLC as like a leaving gift at college, and I was like, "Oh, this is great, thank you." And then I went to his house like a couple months later when the second one had come out, and I watched him play it, and he goes, "I've had this for a week, and I don't want it anymore." It's just like I've played what I need to play out of it. I don't want it anymore. But the new one, you can go to different countries. There's an incredible amount of stuff in it. There's all these places that are referenced in the lore in the first one, places like Orlais and stuff like this, and it just looks incredible. Like, it's so much bigger, and the visuals from what I've seen so far are just amazing. So I'm really excited for that.
Cool.
Because I think they took to heart a lot of the complaints about in the second one. Because people were just like, it's crap.
It's always nice. It's always nice when they listen, though.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be good. I'm really interested to see Dragon because I love that kind of thing. And being a console gamer, I don't get to mod my version of Skyrim, so I'm kind of running out of things to do on it. Even though I do, at the moment I'm on an ultra hardcore playthrough with I've got none of the crosshairs, I've got nothing, and I don't use the map. And I don't use
literally either luck or just
in map, or I don't use quest markers and stuff. I just got to just actually traverse it. It is a bit tedious at times, but it's fun. You got to be careful a lot though.
I was going to say because if you don't know your health or you've got to find stuff,
you've got to know the land as well. You got to which ways, because you can't navigate from the weather and stuff a lot of the time, things like that, you can in real life. If we stood there and there'll be a shadow from the moon or something, but the moon there's no moons out. They've got 2 or 3 moons. You're like, how do I navigate with this? No, it's good. It's fun, but I'm running out of things to do.
One game I started playing this week for a bit. I picked up Deus Ex for the first time to see what the fuss was about.
Which one?
Human Revolution.
Oh, it's a good game.
So far I'm having a lot of fun with that. I mean, it's not. I mean, straight off the bat, it's not like your traditional shooting game, because as soon as a firefight started and I got in the way to shoot people, immediately I was dead. And it was you get killed off 3 shots, and so you have to plan things out a lot more. You have to sort of sneak in, home in on people, pick people off one by one, or not do that. And it's interesting how it just gives you all the various choices, but also just gives you that sense of fear of getting killed in a way. You're sort of thinking, okay, I can't let people see me because otherwise they'll shoot me.
Yeah.
I didn't play. I know Dan, a friend up the road. He was a big fan of Deus Ex. Deus Ex. But it's there was another one that came out afterwards, wasn't there? It was absolute crap.
The Fall, yeah.
The Fall. Oh, what was that?
It was like an iPad exclusive game.
Well, no, there was one that was like PC and stuff or something, or PC at least, and it was really bad.
It wasn't initially released for like iPhones and iPads a thing, but what really got people's nerves was apparently it was a continuation of the series.
Yeah.
So it's like releasing Mass Effect 4 exclusively to iPhone.
It's like like story-wise, it's like that kind of like the new Metal Gear that came out. It's kind of like you have this little thing that you can do, and we're going to sell it for full price, but it's not really a game.
I couldn't understand that because I thought,
what really pissed me off about
Metal Gear Solid game.
What really pissed me off about it was the fact they were proud to announce it was so short.
Yeah.
They were even coming out and saying, "Oh, if you do it fast enough, you'll complete it in 10 minutes."
Yeah, a guy did play it in 10 minutes. They said it about 12 minutes.
I was thinking, well, when I heard that news, I was thinking, that's not a good thing. People can complete your game in 10 minutes.
You can make it last a while, apparently.
I've heard you can make it up to 3 to 5 hours if you're lucky, but
I just don't think a developer should be thinking it's a good thing. Their game could be complete in 10 minutes.
They charged full price for it. I don't understand that.
I think it was like
something like that should have been like an arcade download.
Well,
for a few quid.
People who said back in the days of PS2, you got demos longer than that.
Yeah, you get demos and you get several of them on disc as well, wouldn't you?
That's it. You get to keep them.
I used to do that all the time. Demo discs you get in magazines, and then they stopped doing that. They just gave you DVDs, and you're like, well, "Fuck you."
We don't even get demos anymore. It's from some of the magazines. It's all basically new.
The arcade stuff comes with demos and stuff, but then again, it's indie developers a lot of the time, and then you gauge the reaction to games.
What's the new thing they want to do with demos? I think don't they want to give you the equivalent of a demo, but you pay a short amount for it?
No, I think what they do. I think what PlayStation Network has been PlayStation whatever it's called.
The PlayStation Plus.
I think there's something came out a couple of weeks ago that you can rent a game for a few days or something for a small price.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's
I think that kind of popped up on the market by accident at some point. I don't know if they've made it yet. I don't know. I've not
all I know is there's this trial and unlock they've been doing, in which you play the demo.
I heard
as a trial, and then you unlock it by paying the game.
I heard another thing. I'm not sure how true it is, but I heard that you can sort of I think you pay a certain amount, you can play the game for an hour, then it sort of offers you to download,
get the full thing.
It then offers you to download the whole game for the remaining amount of money you haven't paid yet.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't a bad way of doing it. You're still essentially getting a demo, it's just their way of making more money.
I mean, I played Call of Warriors last year, the new one, Gunslinger.
Oh right, yeah.
And I played the demo and I loved it, and I bought the game straight away, because I just have to, because I loved the was it Brothers in Blood? Or the other game before that with the two brothers?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't actually play any of the Call of Warriors games.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So do you reckon the rates of demos will drop if there's going to be a paywall in front of them now? Because I think the whole point of what people liked about demos so much was that they think, oh cool, a free short game.
Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about the demos like that. There was a demo on the PS2. I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of weird monkey game, but there was a mini game in it which you could play 2-player. It was like monkey football on a demo, and me and my brothers would play that for hours because it was the most entertaining mini game I've ever played. It was like a 4-a-side, 5-a-side little miniature football game with just monkeys, and it was so entertaining. And that's the only reason we ever used that disc. They had a bunch of demos in it, but we only ever played it to get on this one demo to then find this weird little minigame hidden somewhere in a tree or something and activate it and just play that for hours and hours and hours. It was so entertaining. I've never had so much fun with a demo. And it was back in the day, when we had things like Cool Borders and stuff like that on demo. We only ever had that on demo. And my first Wipeout game we had on demo. We didn't play anything until the PS2 came out and later on Wipeout and stuff. Yeah. I used to love playing those. And we didn't actually have Crash Bandicoot 2. We had 1 and 3, but we had the demo for 2. And it was just that level with the polar bear. And
you just
Nitro and stuff. Yeah, just play that over and over again and get the best times. But then again, I was much more kind of easily pleased with games back then. I could sit and play a lot of games that now I try and play, and I'm like, this is just crap. Like, I'm not interested at all.
Yeah.
Whereas I would spend days on these games previously.
I was playing DuckTales a few years ago, so I still am easily pleased.
Well, I've been playing Spyro and Crash again.
So, any other games people been playing this week?
Been back on Mass Effect 3. That's been going really well.
Were you on Mass Effect 2 last time we recorded?
Yeah, I was really happy to sort of actually finish it with all my squad members alive.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was a bitch to do. There is a way of actually making them all survive. One is to obviously get them all loyal, but another little tip, I'll just give it for free, might as well. Instead of taking the usual Garrus and Grunt with you as your guys to fight the main the last boss battle, leave them.
Yeah.
Just leave them, take someone else with you, because those two will make sure everyone survives because they're the strongest classes. And it works. It was fantastic because when I first did it, I did my usual, let's be badasses, you know.
Yeah.
Because you're literally
hitters in there.
That's it.
I tend to try and get some biotics and stuff with me when I'm going into battles and stuff. That's what I do. Because I started playing it again recently, Mass Effect 2. I really annoyed myself. I put it on quite a high difficulty this time around because I played it on normal most times. And there's, you know, when you go to that first colony. And you start fighting the collectors properly for the first time.
Eden Prime? No, not Eden Prime. Horizon, no.
Is it? I don't know. I can't remember. But there's you go and you find that survivor that's in the garage or whatever it is, the shed. And then you have to go through a bit of the level and you have to go through a couple of little instances and then you fight all the husks and the scions or something.
That's it, yeah.
And then there's a bit of a cutscene and then the thing, whatever it's called,
huge
comes
thing,
down.
Yeah, like a metal crab thing.
Yeah. For some reason, it doesn't have any autosaves between those 2 points. And so 3 times, I kept forgetting to save it by the time I got there, and 3 times I died, and then you go all the way back to that shed. It's like, oh my god! So I put it away for a couple of days. I'll come back to it later. It's just driving me mental.
I didn't realise it didn't autosave before.
And I took Miranda and Jack with me, and it was just like, oh. And I was playing a biotic character as well, so it was just biotics, and this thing had like a shield that was like...
It wouldn't be affected by bio.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they kept dying, and I ran out of Medigel, and I was like, oh my fucking god! Mental. And you run out of ammo quick, and because I hadn't got any massively heavy weapons because I'm quite that kind of class. And you run out of ammo, and like trying to use I keep forgetting with cryo ammo. You just stick one bullet in them and just wait for them to freeze and blow up.
Oh, cool.
And I keep forgetting to do. It's just does my nutting. And you can only carry so much ammo with you. It's like
I mean, that's why I've always stuck to being the soldier, because I've loved using the fortification, so you raise up all your shields and then you just like a complete tank.
Yeah, I always try something different. You try and sneak around, get all these special attacks and stuff in. It's just like, oh my god.
You remember much about the last Deus Ex game
then? Yeah, I mean, like I was saying to you without spoiling it, what I loved was the fact that, you know, each action you made, there's always different consequences.
I
don't know how far you got on the first level.
Not far yet, but I always like the different sort of dialogue interactions you get based off decisions you make.
Yeah.
I mean, the dialogue's just sort of like often just there in the background when you're doing your mission, but it's just interesting how it alters based on what you do. Because like the very first mission, I chose to go in as a sniper and try and take people out with tranquilizers as opposed to guns. And at very first, was someone speaking on like someone that was communicating with me saying he suggests I take the roof for easy access. I don't know. I can't remember what I did. I don't think I could find the roof, so I just went through the main door instead. So I snuck through there, and then you got this sort of then you got this funny interaction between him and the person who's contacting him saying I used the door, it worked just fine. He was like, great, I'm so happy for you. It was like, I like just how it acknowledges different actions you take.
Yeah. I need to play that at some point. I sold a bunch of games recently, just to get a bit of extra cash. And I've not missed them at all. Like Halo 4 and just a bunch of stuff I just don't play. I have no interest in playing anymore, to be honest. But I kept the main ones, kept Skyrim and the GTA and stuff like that.
The games you can play for 10 years and still not complete.
Yeah, no, the games I've completed several times over and over and over again, but I'll still play them.
Yeah, still have stuff to do on them.
Yeah.
I think Grand Theft Auto is the only game I haven't actually completed yet. Normally, Because Grand Theft Auto 4, I completed that, but this one...
I haven't 100%ed it yet, because I've got to find all like the spaceship parts. You've got to solve some murder from the 70s.
Oh yeah, with the letters. I found a few, but...
Yeah.
Can you read them?
I can't remember. I haven't bothered with those, to be honest.
Because I heard you could read them, and I've been... You know, like in Red Dead Redemption, you can pick up stuff and read it.
I still haven't managed to spend all my character's money, either.
No.
Like, once you finish, like, the main heist. Like, the other day, actually, I was trying to, like, just kind of get ready for bed and thought, right, I had GTA played, so I thought, I'll just do the next mission or something. And it was the Union Depository one. And it's like, that's the main one. It's like really big ass heist, and you have to, it took me like till 3 in the morning to get it done. And it was just, it drove me mental. I was like, this is the worst thing to try and do before going to bed. It just stressed me out, and I got pissed off with it. And I've done everything like when I first played through it, I did everything kind of stealthy.
Yeah.
And now this time I'm just doing everything as dumb as I can.
Oh, nice.
Going in loud and dumb and just trying to fuck it up, like getting the worst crew members and stuff like that. And it just makes it hard.
It just makes it hard.
I'm kind of like that whenever I replay shooting games. When I play a shooting game for the first time, I'm always trying to be very tactical and careful about things. But then whenever I go back and play a level, I think to myself, how dumb can I be being good for this level?
I had the problem with Skyrim. Whenever I play a game like that first time through, I always play like a kind of sneaky, roguey thief kind of character.
Yeah.
That's like the kind of thing I do, a bit of a hunter kind of thing. And then I come back and I try and play it as like a sword and shield kind of guy and just kind of run in. I'm really bad at doing that. I just forget and I just shoot people from a distance. Like, oh no, I'm not playing that kind of character. And then trying to play a magic character, I'm like, well, what the
I'm not that man anymore.
That spell. And something will happen. I'll be like, okay. And like I keep forgetting, and I end up like walking around with my bow and sneaking. I'm like, why are people finding me so easy? Oh wait, I haven't done any of these skills. And that was another thing. I really wanted to get into a character. Spent ages designing this like a Khajiit character. He was like a black kind of panther thing. He was making like a mercenary kind of bounty hunter kind of character. Like that was the backstory for him because they got the special kind of extra points with their claw attacks, like unarmed. Cool. There's no unarmed skill tree.
What?
In Skyrim, there's no unarmed skill tree.
Oh shit! I didn't realise that. I thought it was.
So I couldn't level up playing that character. So it was completely pointless unless I had a weapon.
They literally taken away unarmed. Yeah. Fuck! I did not know that.
Really annoyed me. Unless they patched it, because I'm still playing the vanilla that came out on day one. Like I've not got live at the moment, and I've never really updated it or bought the DLC.
You can use silver to update it.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't got one of the things.
You borrow mine.
Yeah, I could do, but. Actually, I need to update my console because it won't even let me have an avatar at the moment. Since I last updated, it's like you need to connect. I was like, what?
You take away my avatar.
Just like a white. It's exactly the avatar I had. Just it's got no features. It's just pure white.
There you go. I'm getting fed up with the constant updates from Xbox at the moment, especially like because I was away for a few weeks over the holidays and I didn't take my Xbox with me. So immediately after I got back from holidays, came back.
Like,
wait. I finally found some time in the day to play it. It told me it's going to take like 30 minutes to do an update.
Jesus, I don't think I've ever had that sort of problem with.
I've had that when I get new games because it has an update for the system with the disc and stuff. Like with GTA, and plus you had to install GTA as well. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I haven't done this since I had like my old PC days.
Did take a while especially on the PS3.
Yeah. That's why I do often play NES quite a lot instead because I just do miss those simpler times where you just stick the game in.
Yeah.
Especially with Zelda's cartridge. Off you go on the adventure.
I mean, it's not
just defeat Gandalf.
It's not just that. If like if you want to start a fresh game as well, you do often get loads of cutscenes, loads of exposition, loads of sort of starting up while you're just stuck in like an NES game or a SNES game or a 64 game. It just drops you in straight away.
I'm still playing like the original arcade model Xbox, just with the hard drive added to it, and it is slow, man, and it's noisy. Constantly. And GTA takes about 10 minutes to load.
Sounds like a microwave.
What's it, the white one?
Yeah, it's still got the white disc tray as well because they replaced a load of them.
I think it's a trooper.
Yeah, I got it second hand as well. About 4 years ago now. Still running.
Awesome.
Every now and then I have a problem, like it won't open the disc tray, but you can just shove a paperclip in there. And honestly, there's websites that show you you just push a paperclip in,
I've had that.
If it touches the gear's like, oh, and then it opens it. So
I've had that.
Oh, you found the secret entry.
I've had that.
There's a little hole actually to push the thing in as well.
I've had that problem. I've had that problem with mine. Besides that, it almost never freezes, and when it does, it's usually because of the game, not the console.
Mine freezes sometimes with Oblivion because I've had that disc for so long. It's quite dodgy. Like, there's so many glitches in my version of Oblivion now. Like, people walking around like their clothes are like moving about and just shit's just going on. You have no idea. Like, just stuff doesn't quite fit together. But I mean, it's because the disc has been so used. It's just knackered. Oh god! And I still play that. Actually, I played it the other day. I spent half an hour trying to get a character to look vaguely human because they all just look so dumb. For some reason, that like faces are so just bulbous, and their eyes are like you can't get them in the right place. They're all everything's just like it's not possible without at least half an hour of just tweaking to get the features of a human in the right areas, just to make them look slightly human. It's
honest God, I was playing Mass Effect 3 and there was like a character cutscene, and all of a sudden they would be talking, but then like my character Shepard would just look the other way. So then Liara would be talking, and he'd just be like, yes, but he's not actually facing her. And it's just like, what the fuck? But then his eyes just go inwards. And he's just like,
one equation of data somewhere, like the angle number, on like where his head, like his neck rotation is meant to be. It's just gone.
Fuck this.
Where's this data gone? And it just goes somewhere else for some reason.
I'll tell you what. There's a really funny glitch I found in Heavy Rain. I'll show you later on. If you want, where there's one character, we have an option to press one of the buttons and he yells Sarah or something like that. He yells something
and he just keeps yelling it throughout the whole of the end sequence.
There's a glitch there's a glitch there's like a glitch someone found like throughout the whole cutscene. You can just keep pressing the button and you just keep yelling Sarah throughout the whole cutscene. So like,
it's like there's camera movements, everything's like properly set up, and he's just going Sarah.
It's funny because you have like it's funny because you have this one scene with this woman and this guy holding a gun, and your protagonist wants to yelling Sarah.
Oh man, I have to see this. It's brilliant.
I can't remember where I saw that video. Yeah, that was good.
Oh god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no one's actually been able to find the glitch, but there is an actual recording of it. So it's
on YouTube, I think. I think that's where I saw it.
I'll show you that later. It's hilarious.
No, definitely. I don't, because I played the game and I don't think I've come across a glitch like that.
Yeah.
But that'd be hilarious just to take the piss with
Yeah.
Sarah!
A lot of my games, when I play them too much, they do start to go a bit funny. Like even my Skyrim version, I think this probably happens to a lot of people. I may be quite well known. But like when you see like when you go past like a caravan that's been attacked or something.
Yeah.
Like all the time, every time I see a dead horse, it's just its arse in the air. Like the front half of the horse has disappeared underground, and it's just this horse's arse. It's just there. Why?
I mean, when you play games, when you play the same game for quite a long period, though, you start finding glitches on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was playing, I already told you this before. When I was playing like one of the Halo Reach levels for the third time, there was a level where you were confined to this sort of holographic spear. But I worked out there's a glitch that you can get outside of the spear and you can just run across this. You can just run across miles and miles of map you're not supposed to go on.
Yeah. Have you seen the more recent Inside Gaming's Ride to Hell gameplay? There's like a boss fight or something, and then they get there, and it hasn't registered that they've walked past a certain checkpoint in the game or something. And they get there, and they get to this area, and they can like walk through all the props and stuff in there, and then they just go out through the back door, and it's just like empty fields.
That was basically
like, what? And you can just keep walking, and stuff just like no.
That was basically what happened. That was basically what happened on the Halo game.
Yeah.
Was that where they were out in the countryside?
Yeah, in that barn.
Yes! Oh my god, I saw that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck?
This is definitely broken. Yeah.
I remember watching full hour gameplay of that, and it took them ages to get through that one bit, didn't it?
Yeah. No, I've watched the live stream quite a lot.
Because I think they knew if they died in that level as well, they had to go right back to the very beginning.
So they just started running it, because they did that bit over and over and over again with the things that get dying, and it starts you all the way at the beginning, because that game's really dumb.
Oh man, did you guys see, what was it, the Uber soldier?
Yeah, I've been watching all that.
The fucking guy with the grenade, he chucks the grenade, he kills himself.
It's like a scripted event, but they kind of half scripted it and half let the AI do something, and it's just like, why do that? That's just lazy.
Yeah, I saw Ride to Hell in game not long ago, but it was going for like £2.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Considered buying it just to see how bad it was.
God.
I think watching it is bad. I mean, Rambo, Jesus Christ, that is a fucker.
But
shit of a game.
By the way, Sam, before we move on to like the Game of Thrones review, I want to get your opinion on one more TV series you've been watching.
Yes.
A lot of people have been telling me it's really good. You've seen like the new Fargo series.
Oh yes.
So can we get a quick review from you on that?
Absolutely fantastic. If you've loved the film, then this you will love this.
So what's the main story?
Basically, unlike the film was based on the true story. this is actually the true story itself.
Okay.
So everything you're watching is what actually happened, and except with the whole character names have been changed. However, the way people have died have been exactly that. And I have to say, the humour's in there.
All right.
They kept the humour because obviously the Coen brothers are actually involved in this. They're helping produce
I heard that.
this.
I think that. Yeah.
And so the humour's there. The thrilling aspect of it is there. It's eerie, but it's fantastic. It's very well acted.
If the humour's there, I'm interested.
Yeah, no, honest to God, it's there. Billy Bob Thornton, my God, he's absolutely fantastic. I do recommend watching it because it's on 4OD. So
I mean, it surprised me. You're like the third person this week to tell me it's actually a really good series.
It is. I was quite interested in it when I first saw the trailer, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just check it out because I've ever since the ending of True Detective, I wanted something else to watch as well as Game of Thrones. So
I think friend
started off with this, and I can't stop watching it. It's fantastic. And Martin Freeman, brilliant.
I think
absolutely brilliant in it.
Friend of mine.
I didn't even watch the film. I wanted to, but I never got around to it. I think
it's a good film.
It's a fantastic film.
That's like I think that's like the Coen brothers' best film.
I've got it if you want to borrow it at any time. So help yourself.
Before Game of Thrones, and you were talking about things like trying to find a TV show that you need to watch as well as Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I have been trying to get people to watch Vikings.
I'll do it tonight.
It's amazing. Like the last episode that came out, I think it was last Thursday, was just phenomenal.
What season is it?
It's the season finale of season 2 is this week.
I was going to say because I was like, bloody hell, it's already been 2 seasons.
It's incredible. It's like the last episode that came out has easily put it on par, if not better, in my books as Game of Thrones. It's so good. It's based on kind of like semi-history, semi-legend stories of Vikings, of Ragnar Lothbrok, his sons. And it's so well done. The acting's incredible.
Yeah.
The accents are really authentic. It's just so good.
Fantastic. Well, I'll definitely have to give that a try.
Actually, I'll watch it tonight. Then I've actually been saying to you for like a week now. I'd watch it.
Yeah, no, you've got to watch it. It's really good. It's got Travis Fimmel. He's from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah.
Who else is in it? Catherine Winnick. She's in a couple of things. It's got some really good actors. Something Skarsgård, what's his first name? Plays a character called Floki, who's this he's just great. He's this kind of slightly mental, kind of jokey, funny but not telling jokes kind of character. He's just really and he's really you can tell he's a bit of a psycho as well, but he's mad. It's brilliant, and it's got this beautiful kind of dark kind of feel to it, and it's very very gritty. It's very very honest. It's just really good. It's not gratuitous in any way. Yeah, there's some gory stuff. But it's beautifully well. Like the shooting and the film work on it is great, and the cinematic, the locations and everything is just incredible. I think it's one of the best shows I've watched.
Awesome.
The storyline's really good as well, but it's not too convoluted. It's very intelligent.
Is it very grey with its characters?
Huh?
Is it very grey with its characters?
Yeah. It's funny because you end up really liking and really getting involved and really rooting for Vikings, and then they do something, you're like, why the fuck did you do that? And then you're like, oh wait, no, he's a Viking, and I'm rooting for raping, pillaging bastards. But they're really good.
But I am starting to like shows more with conflict now than shows that are just black and white.
No, it's definitely great, and there's some, I won't say anything, but there's some kind of transition. Some of the characters there's a gap of a couple of years, and one of the characters goes away and comes back as Ragnar's son, Björn. Most of the first season he's the first season he's a young boy, he's about 11, 12 kind of thing. And the second season he comes back and he's early 20s. And the transfer, somehow the two actors they perfectly capture the same character.
That you got to know from the first season.
It's just incredible. It's really well done. And I really, really enjoy it, and people need to watch it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Cool. We covered quite a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
I remember the previous podcast we covered one news story.
And the last one that me, Sam,
Emily,
God,
and Josh that was fantastic.
That will be posted eventually.
If you send it to me tonight, I will upload it with this one tomorrow.
Okay.
No, that was fantastic.
Because actually,
I was just sat around just laughing at stuff.
Goat Simulator.
Because I do actually want to listen to it because I'm not in that one.
Yeah.
You have to check it out because it was hilarious when we were doing that.
I might actually share that one because I'm not in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we're gonna Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Some spoilers. So...
Yeah, so from this point onwards, we're going to talk about Season 4, Episode 4 of Game of Thrones, and this is...
possibly the last few.
And I finally catched up!
If you're a complete bitch, just turn it off.
This is spoiler heavy. So
warning! Spoilers!
So if you haven't watched Game of Thrones and you don't mind spoilers, well, why? You should really watch it. Okay, so who should we start with?
Should we recap what's happened with the season? Because we haven't spoken about anything since the season started.
Oh, so we got a decent amount of time to do that.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
So, what happened in episode 1 of the season? If I can remember.
Episode 1 of the season. Okay.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember now.
All right, we open up with Eddard Stark's old sword being...
Ice was reforged into the Keeper, which was named in this most recent episode.
Yeah.
And
we see Jamie Lannister and Tywin interact for the first time since season 1.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay.
Jamie got a haircut.
Yeah, he got...
And some trimmings elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got that last season, but he's got...
It has a bit of a rapey sex scene with...
Yeah,
keep it one episode at a time. So I think what happened was he decided he's still going to be part of the King's Guard, mainly because he still wants to be around Cersei.
Yeah.
So
even though she seems to be getting even more bitchy, but then again, that's kind of understandable as to what's happened.
So Tywin's disowned him. Cersei's not interested in her anymore. Joffrey's being Joffrey. Basically,
well, he was being Joffrey.
Joffrey was
pretty much it all round sucks for Jamie.
Yeah, he's ended up as a blueberry.
Scene with Sansa and Tyrion that actually almost made me cry in the first episode. So really felt like they'd broken Sansa now.
Yeah.
She just was. There was like.
Well, that's kind of like her story. She's like, I really feel for Sansa. Like I think that she's. I have a lot of people, like the people that are still alive. She has one of the worst lots out of everybody. She has a really hard time.
But in the books as well, I don't know, something about it really just jabbed me in the heart.
Poor girl.
I have to say, I do understand where you're coming from with her, and I'm starting to feel the same way. But before, I will have to admit, I fucking hated her.
A lot of people didn't like her. She's so whiny. I'm just like, you would whine.
Yeah.
You kept you're meant to be married to this absolute tosser of a bastard who's killed your brother and he's killed your father, and you're imprisoned by these people that hate you and you hate them, and you just the whole world's come crashing down around you.
It was just such a
whine.
I like the fact. I like that. I mean, I just meant I didn't like her before all that happened.
Oh
yeah,
it
was just a bit annoying. But
that
then
was meant to be it. She was meant to be the naive, kind of slightly frustrated.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the series. It makes you hate characters at first, then do a 180 on them.
That's exactly.
But yeah, it's like because I remember back seeing her in season 3. There was still she was still a bit cheery at times. There was still a bit of Sansa left in her. But then after the news that her mother and brother has been killed, it just felt like there was nothing left of her.
She just died.
It's just like they broke her.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, let's keep it going. This is supposed to be a recap. What happened next? Daenerys is marching on Marine. There's people being crucified.
Yeah.
Although they weren't crucified, they were pinned up. Well, yeah, it's basically crucifixion, wasn't it? Because of all the children's.
It's basically crucifying.
163.
It's basically crucifying the girl.
153.
It's basically crucifying the girl halfway and just do it with one hand.
Yeah, and then nailed the other hand to their chest.
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck it, we can't find another flag.
Well, no, it was pointing, wasn't it? So that's what they did. They made them look exactly the same thing.
So she's continued to march on Marine.
Took it out with trebuchets full of barrels.
So Darian Harris seems to have become a faceless assassin because he's changed his face.
Yeah, I prefer the new guy.
Oh,
was it? I was watching a Risty thing, and Gavin was like, he noticed that they recast him. Like, oh, they've recast Toothy Gorp. The other guy was a bit of a.
I did like the other Dario, but this one is definitely much more subtle.
He's much cooler.
It's much more subtle and likable.
Horses are more stupid than people or something.
Yeah,
I like this. There's a lot of the thing.
I guess the thing that
it just takes a piss.
Yeah.
Just does what they do.
I guess the thing with the previous Dario, which I guess they didn't intend, was there was something very sneaky about him.
Yeah, well, the new guy is much more kind of charismatic. I mean, he's a much cooler character, I think.
Yeah, you just couldn't help but find a bit of a sense of charm to him.
I couldn't help it, but after, when I started watching season 4, and I was like, who the fuck's this character?
Yeah.
And because it was just a complete change, when you try and get someone who looks like them.
I did try to tell you.
No, it was just.
I did try to tell you that, but you're only in season 2, so you had no idea who Naharis was.
Yeah, but then as soon as I caught up, I literally watched it in a day, and
I think that's
loved it.
I think that's just episode 1. What happened at the end of that episode?
Was it the Hound and Arya? Was that?
Oh yes,
that was great.
That was fantastic.
That was that was slightly different from the book, but it was. But I did like that.
Very well done.
Someone's going to die for chicken.
I like the change because in the book she does repeat a line when she kills Polliver, but that line wasn't as recognisable as the one they changed and gave you in this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they changed her story slightly as well, didn't they?
But I didn't mind that change. It was a much more memorable line. It was much more badass.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I haven't read the books, but I thought that's fantastic. I thought
I try not be
worked.
I try not be picky about the show when it comes to the books, but
they're both very entertaining. They're both different entities really based on the same thing.
They're both entertaining, and I do remember, as much as I do hate some changes, there are changes I do generally like.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the TV show for what it is. We'll get to what some of the more important changes in the TV show when we get to the end of our catch up. So what happened after
episode 2? I was just about to say what happened in episode 2, and I've remembered. Episode 2, Joffrey died.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
The Red Wedding.
The blueberry.
It's called the Red Wedding, but
no, it's the purple.
Not the Red Wedding. The Purple Wedding. Purple Wedding. Purple Wedding.
You're certainly wearing that colour.
Yeah.
It's called the Purple Wedding because purple's the colour of royalty.
Purple's the colour Joffrey won.
Fucking.
Also,
I think I have to say, fair dues to Jack Gleeson. That was a great death scene for his character.
He played a great corpse.
That was brilliant.
I mean,
I thought Joffrey's got to die. That was perfect. It was just like.
It was horrible.
It was horrible, and also like a crap way for a king to fight. It was the best way to do it. It was perfectly set up. It was just great.
I mean, we've got to praise Jack Gleeson on this for playing such a great character.
Yeah, he's done very well.
I think in a way
he's not actually going in to do any more acting. He doesn't want to do any more acting.
Seriously,
it's not because of the role. It's more or less he said it feels more like work than it does fun.
He's kind of lost. Like he doesn't have as much fun doing it. I mean, he enjoyed doing Game of Thrones, but he doesn't have fun.
Don't forget he was almost a child when he first started the role.
Yeah. I mean, Maisie Williams, that's the only acting role she's ever had as Arya. And she's incredible. Everybody loves Arya.
She is one of my favourites.
I will kind of miss Joffrey in a way, just because he made such a great villain.
Yeah. And now everybody's kind of a villain. Well, there's Game of Thrones, everybody's always a bit of a villain.
I mean, I think someone will eventually replace him, but I think there will definitely be something missing from him. Now he's gone.
Yeah. But now we've got Jaime back in King's Landing and things like that. Things are getting a bit twisted up.
Yeah. So let's get to one change. This happened in episode 3 now. I actually didn't like this change because it does hurt the character a bit. Jaime didn't rape Cersei in the books, and I feel like that does do damage to the character on how much you like him now.
Yeah, but I think
it works.
Because Jaime was like Nikolai. I can't say his Costa-Waldau, whatever.
Nikolai Costa-Waldau.
Yeah, whatever. I think he is, for Jaime's character, he is almost too charming. He needs to be a bit like I love the way he plays it. I think he plays it great, but he hasn't got the kind of the slyness I felt that you get a bit more from the books. So I think they had to kind of make him seem like he is a dickhead. He pushed Bran out of a window.
It's just with that. It's such a big change that now they've got to follow through with it. They've got to constantly acknowledge what he's done for the remainder of the season now. Otherwise, it's going to feel like they only just made that change just to shock people.
Yeah, but it's just I ended up liking him too much. That was my problem. I was liking him too much. And then even he did that, and then the next episode I was like, I'd forgotten about it, to be honest. So I was just like,
I still liked him for what it was.
He's a bit of a twisted kind of, but slightly kind of.
I didn't forget about it because I think it's like the first main protagonist we followed in the show now has actually raped someone. I mean, there are other rapists in the show, but not really other rapists that we've been following.
Yeah.
So it has done a bit of damage for me. I don't quite like him as much now as I did in the books, but I do think he can still go in interesting directions.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him. I did still enjoy seeing him on screen in the newest episode, and I did like the sort of the symbolism with like the sort him giving the sword to Brienne. It's sort of like him admitting he's not this man.
He becomes a much more kind of like conflicted character. He's trying to do the right thing, but also you raped his sister.
Yeah. I felt like
what?
I guess the one interesting thing you could say in the rape scene is him trying to be someone he's not anymore. And I guess him.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess him giving the sword to Brienne is sort of admitting that he can't be the old King Lannister anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he's less of the Kingslayer, more. He's kind of like a secret good guy kind of thing. He's trying to still be the bad boy a bit, and it's not working out.
Yeah,
I do like the interaction with him and Lady Brianna, because I always liked their story when they've been together, and I love how it's all built up, and now there's sort of they care about each other, and I like that. I do.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Going back to Purple Wind briefly, I'll only touch on this very briefly, but how did you feel it was executed, by the way?
I loved it.
Yeah, you liked it all that?
It kept me guessing, because even me and you were discussing.
Well, I knew what happened, and I still really enjoyed it.
I liked all the sort of subtle nods they gave throughout the wedding to who actually did it. I thought, clever.
Yeah.
I thought people are going to be pulling their hair over that.
Yeah.
And I liked how. I liked the scene where Sansa sort of picked up the cup and gave it to Tyrion. At the time when I saw it,
the cup was kind of.
At the time when I saw it, because I read the books, I was thinking, "Oh, that's nice. She kind of cares about Tyrion." But it just clicked in my head afterwards. Oh, that's to make people think that she did it.
Yeah. And then she disappears with Dantos the Fool, and then
That's quite nice. I like the Battle of the Dwarfs as well. I mean, it's done. Yeah, that's much better in the show than it was in the books.
Yeah.
Because in the books, it's just a battle between Robb Stark and Joffrey, while in the show it's kind of like an FU to everyone pretty much.
Yeah. No, it's very good. I really enjoyed it. I think the set was incredible.
My favorite.
I think it was very well done. It really fit that kind of like opulence, but kind of the medieval kind of opulence, so things are still a bit.
My favourite scene in the whole episode, it was a very simple scene, but it just sums up Joffrey's character, was then the pie had been served, Marjorie was serving a slice of pie to Joffrey, she's looking into Marjorie's eyes, he's got this attractive wife, and all he can think about is making fun of Tyrion more.
God, I would just be quiet, Tyrion. I've got other things to talk about.
I mean, it's like he was looking into Marjorie's eye, and the first thing he was thinking was, "Oh, Uncle, where are you?"
I've just got married to this lovely lady.
Pulling my wife.
Who could possibly save my kingdom? It just kind of proves more of
how much of an ass
his character and how much of
so now
his last act was just being a twat.
So now Tyrion's in the shit. What do you think's going to happen with him, Sam?
I don't think he's gonna die.
He's getting pretty much everything taken away from him at the moment.
There's
I know exactly what happens to him. I think it's great.
Me personally, I'm not sure whether he's going to escape, whether Jaime will help him, or whether something with Prince, what's his name, Oberyn.
Fun's just starting. Don't worry.
Basically, what I like is, even though he hates the Lannisters, the whole interaction with him and sort of Tyrion, I don't know whether it's mutual respect or it's just like
he's not quite.
I'm not saying he likes him.
Tyrion wasn't responsible.
He's only interacted with Tyrion once so far, and I think at the moment he is a bit skeptical about Tyrion, but he doesn't directly blame Tyrion.
He's not saying Tyrion is you. Yeah. He's saying that it's kind of a Lannister thing. He was small time.
No, he wasn't blaming it. He wasn't blaming it on Tyrion, but you could tell he was trying to make Tyrion feel guilty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it'd be quite interesting to see how, if there is if he does make it to the trial, or unless he escapes. That's what. I'm not entirely sure, but it's
one character I really want to see more of later on this season, because I reckon he'd be a very funny character, is Mace Tyrell. It's like in the books, he's described as this big oaf who really hasn't got a clue what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just a bit of an oaf, isn't he?
We only see brief scenes of him, but I reckon he could become really funny.
Whereas I've forgotten the fucking name. His wife, she's a very shrewd character.
His mother.
Yeah,
yeah, because that's Marjorie's grandmother.
Oh yeah, wait.
She's I just call her Lady Tyrell. I can't.
That's her grandma. I thought that was her mother.
No, it's fuck.
Yeah, Lady Tyrell is Marjorie's grandmother. She was married to someone called Lothar Tyrell.
Oh yeah, he died.
And their son is Mace Tyrell.
Yeah.
Right.
So Mace is Okay, it's fucking Game of Thrones. Jesus Christ.
I thought it was the mother.
I really like her character.
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah. She's she's really fucking cool.
she just steals every scene she's in.
Yeah.
I guess she's the only one who actually understands Sansa.
Yeah.
For what she was going through.
Well,
quite like.
She's got a kind of a slightly kind of.
Yeah. I mean.
Away from it all kind of approach. Nobody suspects her
doing
anything. She kind of has a bit of a. She has like a hand in every pocket kind of thing.
I feel like Lady Tyrell's going to become everyone's favourite character after the newest episode.
Yeah.
It's like that sort of line at the end. He goes, You don't think I'd let you marry that oaf? What did she say?
I said like a wicked boy, whatever.
That wicked beast.
Yeah, something like that.
And
I can't remember the words.
That's just like the line that's going to make her become everyone's favourite character.
Tweaking the necklace as well. Like, oh.
Yeah, because I was telling Sam the necklace Sansa was wearing is like similar to the one that the Tyrells are wearing.
Yeah. And there's all that thing about getting the necklaces for the I love the little kind of nods and the little kind of winks all the way through it. They're great. I just winked at the computer as if it can record that in sound.
Sorry, you're
clapping of my eyelids.
You're winking to the audience.
Wink.
Wink, wink.
Wink.
We're talking to you.
No, I'm really enjoying it. And then there was episode 4 with the end of what the last thing. Did you find the article I was talking about? Did you find? I was talking to you about.
I sort of know what it is, but
Bran telling the story about the Night King.
The Night King, yeah, it's theorised that I might be like the Night King. Might be.
And how that may turn everything.
With
it may turn everything upside down.
Like
the good guys and the bad guys and things like that.
But there's also like a legend of like this warrior that will be born amidst salt and smoke that will save the world from the others.
Yeah.
And we don't know who that is at the moment.
Yeah. But there's what was I going to say? Yeah. But the whole thing about the theory about who the Night King was what family he was from.
Oh, First Men? No.
He was the 13th Lord of the Black. The 13th. Yeah, he was the Lord. One of the,
I don't know.
He was the leader of the Night's Watch.
Oh, okay.
The 13th Lord of the Night's Watch.
Oh, I actually don't know this.
And he was as dark.
I didn't want to say Stark.
That's what has been hinted anyway.
I was thinking, is that going to be the obvious one?
And then they're thinking, like, is it the Stark? Like, does that make in the legend and the history of the world the Starks are the bad guys and the Lannisters are going to be the ones that save the world? Is that what's going to happen?
I hope so. Because
and it's like, and that just makes the bad guys that everything thinks that the good guys are the bad guys kind of thing as like a general term.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I kind of hope so in a way. Because that'll make everyone.
But then, I think the Night Lord's name was actually also Bran.
I kind of Brandon the Builder. I kind of hope so in a way because that would stop everyone saying that all the Lancers are bad guys when they're actually
nobody's really a bad guy or a good guy.
I mean, thing is, people get a bad impression on the Lancers straight away because the main Lancers you see are Joffrey and Cersei, but then as soon as you go on, you learn how complex they are.
Yeah, Tyrion, Tywin.
I mean, even like a distant relative.
Tommen. I think Tommen. Sir Pounce.
Yeah. Even like
Podrick.
But even like the Lannisters' distant relatives, like Kevin Lannister, that it gets shown that they're very honourable people.
Yeah.
It's just people get a bad.
Just the ones that are more successful are the slightly dirty ones.
It's just people saw Cersei and Joffrey and thought straight away, fuck the Lannisters.
Well, like I said, I've always liked Tyrion. Despite
everyone literally.
Tyrion's one of most people's favourite characters.
But literally, everyone always says. Everyone's always saying on the internet, "I hate every Lannister apart from Tyrion."
Yeah, I think I want to see Tommen kind of doing his thing, but then also he's like.
I think he's going to.
Tywin's trying to twist him, but I think he may do it in the right way rather than because he doesn't want him to be an absolute buffoon like Joffrey was.
As long as Tywin stays away from trying to be a dad, he should be okay.
Well, he needs some kind of father figure, doesn't he?
Yeah, Tywin's a terrible dad.
One dad's his brother, and the other dad's dead.
Yeah, but we've established Tywin's the main reason why his family's so dysfunctional.
Yeah, kind of.
He treated Tyrion. He was a shithead to Tyrion.
It's because he blames Tyrion for the death of his wife, who he loved very much, and he also didn't. He had the chance several times to kill Tyrion and decided that no family is more important.
That's not a nice thing to say to your child, though.
I know, but
that's how he felt.
It's not exactly like all cuddles and stuff. They don't have. It's not like the world today. They don't have counsellors for kids who've had divorces in the family. You know?
I think a lot of people told me that Tywin never really sort of tried to sort out the whole incest thing as well. He just thought that I'll just separate.
Well, I heard that they did try. I seem to remember reading something about like they really wanted to discourage it and stuff.
I think someone told me instead of Tywin actually talking to the two, you just separate them from as far as possible, thinking that would make the problem go away.
There were some cultures, I can't remember what it was, in like the real world where twins were married to each other because it was assumed that they had sex in the womb or something. I can't remember where it was. I read something like that. But yeah, there was some culture somewhere which twins would marry each other.
I've heard more absurd things.
Yeah. It was some religious, that was something I read. But then I always forget that Cersei and Jaime are twins. I just think they're just brother and sister, and I keep forgetting that.
There was an interesting bit of symbolism with Jaime, which I didn't notice until now. I just thought it was just a coincidence. You know how like Jaime has like very dark hair now. People were sort of saying that's like a symbol for like how he's not the same Jaime anymore.
Yeah, pulling him away.
Yeah.
And plus he's wearing very kind of slightly roguish clothes as opposed to his very fancy. I'm
Nice.
The knight, I'm the cool guy kind of thing. I'm gonna throw my money around. Now he's wearing just leather, and the only kind of opulence he has is that missing hand. Is something that somebody else has made for him, and he thinks it's a bit garish, and he hates it because he's lost the hand.
Yeah, and then people grab it and slap him in the face with it.
I think then he's pretty much sort of similar to Tyrion in the fact that
he's always really liked Tyrion.
I mean, it's been pointed out that Jaime's the only one in the family who's actually really ever loved Tyrion.
Yeah. Because even he said it's like, would I really kill you? You know, when he came to see him, it was just.
I get
that. Yeah.
So we're almost. We're gonna wrap up soon. There's one more topic I want to touch on, and this is a topic me and Josh don't know what's going to happen at the moment either. Is what's happening with Bran and Jon Snow now, and what happened at the very end of the last episode.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah. Well, because we know that they're captured, but we also know that Jon's on the way.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking if these guys at Craster's see the Night's Watch coming, if they get discovered, they've then got some kind of negotiating things.
Do you think Bran and Jon are actually going to meet in this episode, or do you reckon they'll get separated at the last minute?
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if they did.
I would like
finally two Starks in the same room.
I would like to see interaction, but at the same time, it might be bad for Bran because he needs to get north for some reason.
But I don't think Jon will stop him.
I think he will.
I doubt it. I think there might be a bit of conflict where he wants the safety for him, but I don't think he will.
I think if Jon
stop him completely.
I think if Jon gets there with all his men and he's got Bran, he'll just say, "No, you're not going to the wall. You're coming back to the castle with me."
But then again, Jon actually might join him.
He might do.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read the books. He might not join him the whole way, but he might be able to help him get so far safely, possibly. I don't know.
I think definitely something is going to... I definitely think there is going to be a clash at the end of the next episode.
We're going to poker face this and just not look at anybody. Just not make any comments on what anybody says.
We don't know what's going to happen in the next episode with the crash at Craster's Keep.
The problem is when you know what happens.
Alright. Well, I think there is going to be a clash at Craster's Keep, and I think someone's going to die. I think probably one... I'm saying this because I don't know what's going to happen.
But Hodor gets attacked. No.
I can see Hodor dying.
Hodor. No.
Can I look now?
Okay. Yeah. Alright, final. So you definitely don't know anything about this. The scene with the White Walkers.
I've read a thing about it and I said what I thought.
I mean, I remember watching this scene with Sam and a few friends, and I kind of lost my cool towards the end because I was thinking, oh, this is new. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on here.
There's a lot of articles spoke about that. How people who've read the books, they can sit there being smug and looking at the people who are around them watching it, seeing what they're going to do, with the Red Wedding coming, what are they going to to do now? I knew that's going to happen.
I was literally like this.
When I watched it, I remember being open mouthed, just going, this is new.
I mean, for most of the episode, I was sitting like this, saying, my foot over another foot, with leg over another leg, sort of hand on my cheek, just thinking, that was going to happen. Then the scene with the White Walker happened, and my sort of jaw just dropped, and I was glued to the screen, thinking, holy shit, I don't remember this in the books.
Because I remember he picked him up, I was like, hey, just kind of looking at it, and then I just watched the whole scene. I was like, I don't remember reading about any. What? Where's he going now? Oh,
this explains a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god.
I thought, absolutely cool.
Don't even been looking on the internet. There's a lot of book readers that are getting upset now because they're saying it's spoiling the book.
Oh, fuck 'em. They're going to be waiting until they're dead for the book anyway.
I know I do nitpick at times because it changed from the book, but I get really pissed off. People just tear apart just for the sake of it.
I think they're just getting grumpy because they can't be the ones that already know what's happened. Yeah. The people who are watching the show are like, oh, this is new. I love the fact that it's something new. For the people who've read the books can now go, shit, this is great. This is something. It's like watching a whole new thing.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I really like Vikings, even though I know the story of Vikings because it's a history thing. I'm still like it's because it's such a beautiful civilization.
Because I was saying to Sam, I was kind of regretting reading the books now because I feel like I've been spoilt by knowing what's going to happen. But then this scene came along and suddenly I was glued again.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if, like you were saying, it's good that you don't actually know. And I sort of think, well, hold on, that is good because this is the first time where, the book's still coming out for the sixth one. And what's good is they're still, having the actual authors telling them what's going to be an idea of what's going to happen next. And I think, that's a great opportunity to get something new.
I know, as much as there are changes I don't like, there are also changes I'm really liking. Like, there's one character that I won't say because otherwise I might be spoiling it, who's supposed to be dead at this point, but he's still alive. But I like where his character's going because he's actually building up quite an intense storyline.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, there's so many characters that are still in the books but aren't in the TV show because they've been killed.
Yeah, but then that also surprised me. I was thinking, well, this character's not going to die because they didn't die in the books.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
No one's safe.
So when people just complain about those changes just for the sake of it, it does get on my nerves.
Yeah. Well, I think that the show overall is great, and I don't think any of the changes that they've made have been detrimental to it at all.
Apart from maybe the rape scene, it's not really hurt any of the characters.
I don't even think that was that detrimental to the actual show as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was becoming too easy to sympathise with Jamie.
But it's like, I guess so.
So I think a lot of people are latching onto him as like this kind of like this wounded knight character, and I think he's still a bit of a bastard when it comes down to it. But he's trying to pull away from it. I think that was kind of just to reiterate his character and like the conflicts within him.
I guess, like I said, the one thing I would say about that scene is, what's interesting is, I guess it's trying to show you how Jamie's trying to be someone that he's not anymore.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it works
because they do reiterate in the books. Jamie's very secretive about who he is now because they know otherwise he knows his fellow knights won't sort of respect or fear him anymore for the man he is now.
Yeah.
I mean, he says the second all those other knights know that they can cut him down easily, they won't treat him like a commander.
Yeah.
But he's getting better though. He's being taught by Braun really well. Yeah. So
I like Braun. Always like Braun.
It makes
There's no cure for being.
I love the back and forth between him and Jamie now.
Yeah.
It's just,
is it safe down here? Well, I take that guard's wife down here and I fuck her. She screams.
She's a screamer.
I was like how Jamie tries to be a badass as well, going, I've still got my other hand. He goes, you plan on growing it back? It's just funny every time he talks.
Yeah. It's just quips and witticisms.
Yeah. Someone told me like the guy that plays Braun is in Ripper Street, and it's very funny because the character he plays in Ripper Street is completely opposite to what he's like in the books. Yeah. Apparently he plays like this police officer and he's this very sort of respectful, honour-bound person.
Yeah.
Then you sort of see him in this shows.
There's other people that I keep seeing things like. Yeah. There was somebody recently I can't remember who it was, who I'd seen in something else and his character was so completely off it. And then there's characters that are so similar, like Ramsay Snow, his character in Misfits was also like a complete fucking psycho.
Yeah.
It was psycho in a likeable way.
Yeah, but in real life, like he's just this super bubbly, super happy kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I really, because I know that Joffrey's gone now, but there's more story going to be based around Ramsay, and I think he's going to be the big bastard from now on. I'm really, really happy to see him being like a complete sicko.
I definitely want to see more of him, and I want to see what happens with Reek or as he was.
I'm liking one thing I did like. I'm not saying I like the Starks are dead, but one thing I liked after the Red Wedding was you start to see more focus on various other families, and you start to see that they're not so black.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think what happened with the Starks is they died before they could do wrong. Most of them have died before they could be bad people.
I think I mean, like what? A lot of people hate Bruce Bolton, but what I really liked about him, like after the Red Wedding, was you saw that he's someone that's got problems as well. He's not just always sitting on his chair laughing maniacally.
I think it's also good that House Stark, besides from like the more periphery members of the family, not like periphery characters, but members of the family, none of them were hereditary. Like they weren't in the line to become something, or or they weren't like lords or strong and healthy and capable warriors or something. Or Jon Snow was a bastard. Arya and Sansa were the daughters who weren't who didn't really get on, and they weren't Bran's crippled. And yet, like the Lord, Eddard and Catelyn,
Robb Stark was probably someone that was out of his depth, I guess.
Yeah, out of his depth, but was kind of handling it, kind of thing.
I mean,
all the people that were in line to be like the next strong part of Stark have just wiped out.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, yeah. I actually did figure out in the TV series, and this was before I read the books. I did figure out at one point. It did click in my head. Robb Stark was going to die, and it wasn't on the Red Wedding episode. It was in the beheading scene when he killed Karstark. And I noticed that scene, it was executed in a very similar way to when Theon killed Roderick. I mean, it had the same music in the background, it was raining, he sort of botched the execution a bit. And I remember when we watched that execution scene with Theon, that sort of symbolised the downfall of Theon. And that sort of clicked in my head when I saw that execution scene with Robb, and I thought, holy shit, this is going to mark a downfall of Robb. I was thinking, if Robb's going to have a downfall, he's probably going to die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I saw those scenes, I thought, like, the way that Tyrion kind of botched it, Theon botched it was because of his kind of, he was trying to prove, and he was trying to be like, I'm this guy, I can do this kind of thing. He wants to be as good as Robb had always been, and he wanted to be, all that kind of thing. He wanted to be this strong character, and he was kind of under pressure, whereas I think Robb he didn't want to do that, but he felt it was his duty, and every part of him screamed against it, but he felt he had to do it.
I liked how both people that were executed said like a line indicating how lost they were now. Like, I think Roderick said, God help you, Theon, now you're truly lost. Then I think, like, Karstark said, kill me and be cursed.
Yeah.
They were so similar, it sort of clicked in my head, and I thought, this isn't a coincidence.
That was the thing as well, like the way that Robb killed Karstark because of his... because he killed two Lannisters. Yeah. And yet, the Lannisters killed Robb.
That's the tragedy in that scene, because it sort of shows
He's trying to uphold honour against the family that would kill him in his own
and that sort of then that sort of shows how he truly is his father's son, and that is what killed him in the end.
Yeah, and they've all died martyrs.
We probably need to wrap up soon.
Yeah. Well, how long have we been going?
1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. Well, hopefully next week we'll be doing more.
Yeah. Well, since we pretty much covered the whole season 4 so far, our review might be a bit more condensed next week.
So, everybody watch Vikings, and everybody also another TV show, Black Sails. Watch it.
Yes, and check out Fargo as well. That's good.
Yes, watch Fargo apparently.
Yeah.
and Josh, watch Memento.
Right.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.